Hello to my Aries. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Aries. All right, Aries, the moon will be moving from Cancer into Leo. So in order to keep up with the moon phases, you can download a free moon calendar on your cell phone. Doesn't matter if you have I don't know, well, we're talking to the World Wide Web, so I don't know what kind of makes and models people have for your phone service all over the world, but whatever your phone service is, you should be able to download a moon calendar for free wherever you live. So I don't want you to have to pay for any moon calendars, but the moon will be moving from Cancer into Leo. So for those of you all who are familiar with my channel, who've been tuning in, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Coming back, welcome back. So we just ended the free tarot card reading classes. So for those of you all who took the classes to learn how to read tarot cards, I so enjoyed talking to each and every one of you all. We had a ball. We had a great time. So yes, they were one-on-one classes. We had a great time. So alrighty, we are going to dive into this reading. I'm going to give you all some questions for this moon in Leo that's coming up. So I'm not going to put a date on this one, on this reading, because I'm trying to help people to close out cycles. So you try to close out this cycle, and all of the readings are timeless. All of the readings are timeless. So the class actually ended on the 19th of August. So let's do it. Let's see what's going on here. Today will be better than I expect. Talking to you wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Wherever Aries is in your birth chart. Alrighty. So that's right. Wherever you are in the world, whatever the weather is, when the moon moves from one zodiac sign to the next, it's always a good idea to know kind of what the theme is. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and so that's giving you an opportunity to go into a creative space. Moon has an affinity with water. So moon is the moon connects with our emotions. So if you're feeling super creative, or if you're feeling low on your creative space, that is where you start pouring into yourself, and you say, okay, you know what? That would be a great time for you to say, if you want to create time to write a book, or time to create, let's say you want to create tarot cards, let's say you want to create something that for your legacy. Like, what do you want to create? Something positive, high vibrational. Let's say you want to create recipes. Let's say you've always wanted to create you want to learn how to, create something, right? Because these cards came out. What's the situation currently? So somebody is going back to something. Somebody was confused about something. Somebody's going back to something, right? A message. Yeah, somebody's going back to a message. So something is upside down. Somebody's going back to something. Here we go. Today would be better than I expect. You're going back to a message. All right. So page energy. So somebody's going back to a message. That possibly another fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Somebody could have sent you something. So the Page of Wands fell on top of the Nine of Wands, right? Right? So this a current situation. So Nine of Wands reverses, it often signifies a period of weariness, reluctance, and compromise, of feeling being overwhelmed, a need to reevaluate your defenses and potentially seek rest or support, right? So defensive posture and stubbornness, like defense burnout. So somebody is kind of this is what a current situation is for somebody. Sort of like defense, burnout, fatigue, past trauma, mistrust of something. So you could be getting a message of something, right? Somebody, it could be a fire sign. It could be another fire sign, right? Maybe not you, it could be another fire sign. Somebody could be feeling some kind of way. So you could be getting a message that somebody is maybe in an unhealthy relationship, or they're burned out, they're tired, they're being stubborn. It could be a young person that you could be getting a message. It may not be you, Aries, but you could be getting a message that another fire sign. And it may not be their sun sign, it could be their moon sign. So just so you know. So So if it's not you, you could be in a very positive headspace, right? But it could be another fire sign, their sun or moon sign. So just keep that in mind. So remember, when you hear readers say, well, if you took my class and you know, it's not always you. Sometimes you hear people, when you hear readers say, take what resonates with you, right? Sometimes it doesn't resonate with you. So you could be getting a message, because page energy is messenger energy. So you could be getting a message about someone else is kind of returning back to some kind of fatigue. So yeah, this person is looking back. Somebody could be returning back to something confusing. It could be making you confused. Like, why is a person going back to something that was confusing? Like, why is a person going back to something? You could be like, why are they going back to something? It could be confusing you. Like, why? What? So here we go. So what's a challenge for you? What is a challenge for you? What's a challenge for Aries? What is a challenge for Aries? All right. And keep in mind that for those of you all who have been with me for quite some time, you know that I do have questions. You know that I also kind of sort of sporadically share with you also when the moon moves to Leo. So right now the moon, I believe, is in Cancer, and then it's going to move into Leo. So let's see. Challenge. Yeah, so we're talking about breakthrough, right? Breakthrough can actually feel like you're having a breakdown, but it's actually a breakthrough, right? So you're trying to cut ties with something. Like you're trying to say, you take this sword here, there's two sides of something, right? So when you're trying to cut ties with something, right? You could be trying to cut ties. You could be trying to send a message and just trying to say, just completely cut ties with something, right? I'm just trying to completely cut ties with something. So somebody, a younger person, could be just going back to something which could be confusing for you, right? Could be like, I'm not sure. I don't get it. You could be like, I don't understand. Like, I don't understand something. You could be asking, what's the motive? So Ace of Swords is motive. That could be a challenge for you. Like, what's the motive? What is the motive? What's the reason, right? So what about the distant past for Aries? What is the distant past? Distant past? What is distant past? Distant past, okay. So 10 of Cups. So 10 of Cups speaks to a lot of things. 10th house. So 10th house speaks to vocation, but it also speaks to career. So something could be so first of all, you want to know pull your birth chart. That's first and foremost. So it speaks to your vocation and also speaks to your career, right? Find out what your zodiac sign is in your 10th house. Find out what your inner calling is, right? What God or the Creator called you to do, right? Because something for you within 10 months could change drastically. Right? Because someone could have a lot of gifts, a lot of spiritual gifts, right? A lot of spiritual gifts. So when I look at this card here, so divine connections. Source could be literally moving you from one table to the next, right? Like could be moving you from one group to the next, whoever you are. So you could find yourself being at like one job to another job. Saying, okay, you on one job sitting around a group of people. Now you're at another job with a group of people. Like, oh, wow. Could change your situation just like that. Right? So I'm seeing somebody has, like, I feel like somebody has, relationship possibly with 2 kids, and just, very happy here. I'm seeing somebody in a very happy situation. 2 kids, very happy in their situation. Just kind of, these people look happy on this card here. They look very, very happy. They're saying bye, but they're saying, very happy. Very, very happy. Feel very nurtured, very happy, very clear-headed. This energy looks very clear. You know, just waving goodbye, but saying just very clear. Very, very clear. Almost like a person sending a message that, you know, we're just putting a fire out. You know, just basically like, okay, we're cutting ties, but saying goodbye and just moving on, right? Moving on from something, you know. You know, like you would turn a fire upside down. Okay. We're very clear. You know, like something just doesn't serve a highest purpose. It's not significant. Because fire, when you talk about solar plexus, is like significance. Something is no longer significant, right? So we're turning in something upside down. It's no longer significance. So we're talking about being happy, like something being happy. You being happy is what I'm seeing here, right? So what are your strengths, right? Yeah, there we go. This right here is joyous. This is a person who is happy, someone who is successful. Here you go, right here. Happy, successful, like 10s across the board, being divinely led. Gain clarity, all of that. It's more like putting a fire out. Just like, you know what? We have clarity, putting the fire out, moving on from something. And then when you said it just in reverse, you know, just like, you know, 9 of Wands, it's like a need to reevaluate and just rest. You know, just like somebody is almost like in a place of just saying, when you see this right here, just sending a message basically like saying, you know, just unhealthy relationship dynamic. Like somebody just doesn't want to be in a space of just being in an unhealthy relationship, if that makes any sense. Somebody is just too joyous and too happy. Like this is what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing here in that space here. And that's a strength. That's a strength. It's like the sun, just when you think about going out in the sunshine, and I'm going to give y'all the questions for the moon in Leo, right? So whether it's raining outside, whatever the situation is, somebody's just like, you know what? Trying to put an end to someone's happiness, you know, because of whatever, you know, like that's like, you know, what people have in common. Like somebody's like, okay, trying to put an end to someone's happiness, like. So what about the near future? Yeah, the sun strengthens you. It gives you confidence, like being out in the sunlight, whether it's raining, sleet, hail, snow, it doesn't really matter. It gives you confidence. It gives you confidence when it's sunny outside. During the day, get outside, no matter what the weather is, it gives you confidence, right? So, all right. Here we have the influences. Somebody's just having a total recall. Somebody's having a total recall. This is the Tower card, and that's just total recall. That's just total recall. And that's the influence. That's the influence, right? So this is what I'm talking about, like 2 of Cups here. Something feels like a soulmate. Something feels like soulmate energy. Soulmate feels like a kindred spirit. It doesn't necessarily mean a romantic. It just feels like kindred spirit. It just feels like kindred spirit. That's it. The weather does not necessarily change everybody's mood. Doesn't change everyone's mood. But somebody's in a very vulnerable space, but it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter whether it's raining, sunshine, whatever. Some people are just in good headspace just because they choose to be. So let's see here. Let's see here. Okay, I had to add a little bit more space here. As you can see, there's all cards out here because I ran out of space, but the last part of the reading was some people are in good headspace because they choose to be. But what you're seeing here is Let me pull these cards back up here because I'm having to edit this video here. I'm going to pull these up and I'm going to kind of go back what I said here. Through what I said in my reading. Okay. All right. Let's get back to some of this. All right. Get back to some of this. So somebody is putting... this is saying today will be better than I expect. That's how your reading started out, right? So we're talking about tower energy here. Talking about tower energy here. So I'm seeing structure and authority here, right? Because a lot of people are talking about something in terms of like ending some kind of financial independence here. Excuse me. And just kind of sort of a sunny disposition and, you know, ending some kind of like psychic abilities. Here we have the 10 of Cups here. Divine connections and all of that, right? So 10 speaks to North Node and all of that, right? All of those things, right? But you're having a total recall of something. This is a Tower cards, which is total recall of some things. And in terms of like 2 of Cups, which is 2 of Cups speaks to like second house. It could speak to second house because second house is speaks to like material possession, speaks to self-worth, speaks to a whole lot of things, right? And then we also have the Emperor card here. Obviously, your card is the Emperor card here, right? And we're talking about balance here. Somebody being a prayer warrior and all of this, right? Firm foundation, fertility, all of this. All of these cards came out. And I don't want to have to go back over all of the reading, but I'm seeing here talking about you are protected in love. You have the gift of clairsentience. You pick up on others' vibrations, their moods, emotions. The healer, protector, traveler, love. All of this. Wealth is within your reach. All of this. At what age did your parents work on their shadow self? At what age did you work on your shadow self? And much better lies ahead for you. Somebody is amongst incubi and succubi. Drink more water as a form of self-care. You are protected by angels. Somebody wants to call you, but they haven't changed. I have no idea who wants to call you, but they haven't changed. I have no idea. That is where you're going to have to pray, ask source, who wants to call you, but they haven't changed. I have no idea. Right. But prepare for an increase in pay. Make room for a new blessing. You're going to learn how to, if you haven't already, close out cycles in love. It's time to start dating again. Whoever you are, if you want to start dating, if that's what you've been praying for. But I'm seeing somebody who's stable, right? Right, that's what I'm seeing in your cards here. And for my cross watchers, and I'm going to kind of sort of swing back around to what I said before. For my cross watchers, and just for, you know, Aries, wherever Aries falls in your birth chart, somebody is finally putting out a, it's like when you see this in reverse, it's like putting out a flame, like putting out a fire, basically saying, somebody wants to, you know, be in harmony with something, like you're putting an end to something, right? This kind of sort of this, when you see 9 of Wands in reverse, it's like a need for reevaluation and rest. You know, like seeking some kind of support, you know, reevaluating your approach to a situation, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? You know, a message or something, because this is messenger energy, right? And just again saying that you are protected and loved. I'm not sure what you're protected from. See, I don't know because I'm just reading the cards here. And again, this is kind of like to the masses, whoever. Y'all see how many subscribers it is. And I'm just picking up on energy here. So you would have to know exactly what you may feel that you need protection from, right? You know what you've been praying for. Only you know that. Only you would know that, right? Only you know that. But the outcome here for you is financial independence. That's the outcome here. But yeah, somebody's putting an end to any kind of confusion, like sending out any messages of any kind of confusion, like somebody's not going back to any kind of confusion, or yeah, if people thought that you were confused, or if you were at war or whatever, that message is gone. I mean, that message is gone. So anyway, hopefully this is helpful. Here's some questions for you for just in case the video didn't pick it up the first time. So if this sounds like it's being repeated, my apologies. I want to make sure that you all get these questions, because I'm making sure all the other zodiac signs gets it. So I want to make sure you all don't miss these questions for the moon in Leo. So the first question is, do you connect to your core, comma, your center daily? Second question is, how do you express your creative side? The third question is your your wardrobe really expressing who you are? Because this is about your confidence, right? So the moon could currently be in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, and then the moon will be moving into Leo, and Leo is ruled by the sun, right? So your confidence level may be increasing. The third question, is your current wardrobe really expressing who you are? So there may be like a little extra pizzazz, in your wardrobe. Fourth question is, do you protect your energy and time by politely saying no to requests and invitations that are not aligned to your being? And then 5, could you create more time and space for self-exploration and self-expression? Okay. So hopefully those questions help somebody. All right. I think that is it. All right. So I don't know who he is for, apologizing to you for betraying you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So yeah, I don't know who he is. I don't know what all that other stuff is all about, but, I have no idea what all that other stuff is all about. But again, somebody is definitely a prayer warrior. You may have been praying for some stuff that source is answering your prayers. But today will be better than you expect. So, all right, that is what I have for you. And like I said, continue building your confidence in whatever area you're building your confidence in. But looks like today will be better than you expect. Okay, bye.